As the last rays of sunlight faded from the horizon, King Isaiah Thomas stood atop the ruined walls of Azura, his eyes fixed on the giant's shadow looming in the distance. The wind whispered secrets in his ear, and he knew that the fate of his kingdom hung in the balance. With a deep breath, he raised his sword to the sky and vowed to embark on a quest to reclaim his kingdom and vanquish the darkness that had brought despair to his people. King Isaiah Thomas traveled far and wide, seeking the wisdom of the ancient sages and the power of the mystical arts. His journey took him across scorching deserts and treacherous mountains, through dark forests and treacherous swamps. He met people from all walks of life, each with their own stories and struggles. And though the giant's shadow loomed large over the land, the king's determination never wavered. One day, after many moons of traveling, King Isaiah Thomas arrived at the remote village of the wise old man, Kofi. The villagers welcomed him with open arms, and Kofi received him with a warm smile. "I have been expecting you, Your Majesty," he said, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "The giant's shadow has reached even our distant village. I sense your determination to defeat it, but do you have the courage to face the truth?" The king nodded, his heart heavy with the weight of his kingdom's fate. Kofi led him to a sacred grove, where ancient trees whispered secrets to the wind. The old man began to chant, and the air was filled with a sweet, pungent aroma. The king felt his senses expand, and suddenly, visions flooded his mind. He saw the giant's origins, its birth from the darkness of human hearts. He saw the ancient rituals that had bound it, and the secrets that had been lost over time. The king's mind raced with the revelations, and he knew that he had to find a way to rekindle the ancient magic that had once kept the giant at bay. Yet Kofi's voice brought him back to the present. "The path ahead will be treacherous, Your Majesty. You must gather 3 ancient artifacts, the Drum of Thunder, the Shield of Light, and the Spear of Truth. Only then can you hope to defeat the giant and restore balance to Azura." The king's heart swelled with determination. He knew that the journey would be long and arduous, but he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For the sake of his kingdom, he would brave the unknown and reclaim the lost secrets of his ancestors. And so, King Isaiah Thomas set out on the next stage of his quest, seeking the ancient artifacts that would give him the power to defeat the giant and restore his kingdom to its former glory. He traveled to the farthest reaches of the land, facing countless dangers and overcoming unimaginable odds. And though the giant's shadow loomed large over the land, the king's determination never wavered. As he journeyed on, the king encountered a cast of characters who joined him on his quest. There was Akua, the skilled warrior maiden, Jelani, the cunning strategist, and Zuri, the wise and mysterious sorceress. Together, they braved the unknown and battled formidable foes, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Their quest took them to the depths of the dark forest, where they encountered the fearsome shadow beasts. It took them across the scorching desert, where they battled the giant sandworms. And it took them to the treacherous swamps, where they faced the deadly venomous snakes. Through it all, King Isaiah Thomas and his companions remained steadfast in their determination to defeat the giant and restore balance to Azura. And finally, after many long and arduous months, they reached the entrance to the giant's lair. The air grew thick with tension as they approached the giant's throne. The king's heart pounded in his chest, and his hand trembled with anticipation as he raised his sword to the sky. The giant's roar echoed through the cavern, and the battle of the ages began. The outcome was far from certain, as the king and his companions faced off against the giant's formidable power. But one thing was clear: only one side could emerge victorious. The fate of Azura hung in the balance, as King Isaiah Thomas and his companions fought for their kingdom's very survival.